again, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy, and I'm glad you decided to join me for this Wednesday edition of the book that I wrote, Legends Orbs of the Elements. I hope you all are ready to hear another exciting chapter. What's going to happen today, I wonder, in chapter 68? As always, if you are interested in purchasing my book and wanting to find out that information, I will be leaving all that good stuff at the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that. Without further ado, and I apologize, my hair just it wasn't cooperating today, so that's how I look kind of sloppy. Let's just jump back into this adventure and check out my awesome lipstick I got for Christmas. It's black. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's just jump right back into this adventure. Chapter 68. Can you believe we're on chapter 68 already? Holy moly. While Leon was reflecting on what had taken place, Castilia was going to check to make sure her horse was all right when a distinct voice caught her attention. She turned and wasn't quite sure where the sound had originated from or even if she had heard it. The voice, however, came again, raspier. She searched the wounded in the row of cots that were provided. Some of the wounded were moaning and coughing harshly. She was about to give up when her eyes clasped upon a familiar face. It was Seal. He had a deep slash that was stitched up, running horizontally from his left pec to just short of his hip bone. Instinctively, she drew in her breath at the sight of the serious wound while kneeling on one knee by his side. He smiled a faint smile at her obvious concern for him. The legend grabbed a nearby stool and sat on it before gently placing his hand in hers. Seal sat up so he was looking at her. The pain was still evident by the way he was breathing, but he counted himself lucky. The two remained silent for a moment before Seal couldn't take it anymore and broke the silence. Well, Castilia, now I have used my life. Thank the elements. I have had all of them, eh? He said playfully. Castilia now could not hide a smile creeping slowly across her face. She shook her head in mock seriousness. You always were a show-off. They both burst into chuckles. Seal coughed and winced sharply, clearly still in pain. Castilia got up and found an elf who was looking over the wounded. She came back carrying a tray bearing a pitcher and two simple cups. Castilia set the tray down on the makeshift table and set to work pouring the both of them refreshments. She handed the cup to Seal first before taking her seat again. Each took a sip of the cool, fresh water. Seal sloshed the last sip in his cup before he felt ready to speak again. His voice sounded distant and bittersweet. You know, I have fought many different things in my life, but why is it that war is always the hardest? I witnessed brave elves, flyers, legends, and even ungifted men alike fall to the sword of the evil ones, and it almost doesn't seem fair that we, as legends, have 4 extra lives that we can use to heal ourselves with to carry on, while others, like the flyers and ungifted, do not. Castilia remained silent at these grave words. She knew all too well the effect of war and the loss of life. She stared into her now empty cup before glancing up at Seal. She attempted to give him an encouraging smile before she breathed in a shallow breath and replied, War is always a nasty business. It's never glorious as one might think from the tales we are told in childhood. But as legends and us having our healing ability, I think it makes those who do not have the legend's gift are even braver than we for taking it upon themselves and giving the ultimate sacrifice. Even the elves, who are known to have an extended lifespan, will perish if the wound is severe enough. That's why we must respect and honor all those who have fallen. Death should not be glorified. It's simply the last phase of life. It breaks my heart for the friends that have fallen in this battle. At times, I think, here she trailed off. It was Seal who now squeezed her hand to encourage her. At times you think what, Castilia? He asked, his voice compassionate. Castilia turned back and looked at him with tears in her eyes. I sometimes think I wasn't a legend and that my heart will never be happy again. She set her cup down and wiped her eyes. She shook her head sadly and chuckled. Gosh, what a mess I am. Here I am to fellowship with you, and instead you are comforting me. Seal used his first finger on his hand and brought Castilia's head back up so she was eye level with him. He wiped her tears away with his other hand. Chin up, legend. We defeated a great evil today, and that is something to be happy for, Seal simply said. Castilia nodded in agreement. Thank you, she replied and gave Seal an encouraging squeeze. She remained by his side until Leon came back. During that time, they had exchanged stories of the battle they had faced, and each shed tears. The hunter shook Seal's hand and thanked him solemnly for his war efforts. Seal was moved by this, and the two men exchanged a few stories. Leon asked if he could steal Castilia for a little while so Seal could rest. Leon led Castilia to where the cooking fire was, and a line was formed for the hungry men and women of the different races. The hunter and legend ate side by side together. They asked about the welfare of the others. Each gave the barest and simplest answers. After the meal was over, Castilia and Leon went their separate ways. Leon headed to the area where the horses and elk were being looked after and where they had put Little Boy to recover, while Castilia returned to Seal's side to cheer him up. He was finishing up his simple but hearty meal of steamed vegetable stew and thick pieces of bread. There was a pear and an apple for him as well. He offered her some slices of each, and the two friends shared them. As they munched on the fruit, Seal explained that he had been thinking of her for a long time, and images of her would enter his head even during the battle. Castilia about choked on the bite of apple when he said this. Me? And pray tell, mighty warrior, what thoughts you were conjuring of me, Seal used his elbow and jabbed her playfully. Relax, sweet maiden. Nothing to worry your pretty head over. No thoughts to make you blush or debaucherous thoughts. Just what happens in the future, he said with an air of mystery. She raised an eyebrow at him and ruefully winked back at him. No? Too bad. Besides, there isn't a whole lot that would make me blush, but it doesn't explain why you were distracted and ended up with the good-sized scar you're sporting. As the lamps and candles began to burn low, she excused herself to see how her horse was faring. She stood up and was about to stroll away when Seal used his right hand to beckon her to him. She leaned down, and he whispered tenderly in her ear these words, "Ustedes are mi amor, no?" She responded by cupping his face that had a stubble beard and pressed her lips gingerly to his forehead. Their eyes locked on each other after Castilia had kissed him. "Si, tura siempre." Seal nodded his head approvingly as he watched her walk away from him. The noise of the activities of the camp blended into one another as Seal began to doze off. So that is all the chapter for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this story, let me know down in the comments what you think is happening between Seal and Castilia. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. If you are interested in purchasing this book for yourself or a loved one or friend or family member, my book can be bought on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, Apple iBooks, and lots of other places books are sold. I also have a Facebook page dedicated to all things Legends Orbs of the Elements. I try to write an article Monday through Friday about different aspects of my book concerning characters, the setting, my writing style, all that fun, good stuff. And rest assured that the articles are as spoil-free as possible. So if you are enjoying this book but want to find out more but are hesitant in regards to not wanting to be spoiled, there is no chance of that. So if you're interested, please check it out, like it, follow it, all that fun stuff. I am trying to work on getting 200 subscribers because I will be doing a big giveaway once I reach that goal, and it will be extended to Canada as well, so my fellow Canada subscribers can join in on the giveaway because I want to extend it more and grow my channel. So if you know anybody that likes the kind of content I make, please send them my way. If you are not subscribed, please think about subscribing. It's so fun. So that is, like I said, all the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as they say in my book, may the elements protect you. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another chapter. Bye-bye for now, everyone.